Matty-O, the final round, is going to need a good score. But I think if he can get the crowd on his side early, start getting those first downs, hopefully that momentum will take him across the finish line. I mean, he's been here a billion times. It's time for him to prove that he's a winner on the tour. You can't just be Mr. Consistent Guy your whole life, lead card every single weekend. Eventually, you got to break through, and hopefully that's this weekend. I'm going to be rooting for Matty-O.
Some people say Alden's not known for his power, but I disagree. I mean, yes, okay, he might not be a player that goes on your short list of top power players on tour, but Alden's got what he needs to compete at a course like this. He can throw it 500 feet. He's got a very controlled driver angle. He's got a very controlled game. His putt's solid. Play with him first round. He's playing well out here.
Calvin with the lead this year is a scary thing, but I think it's same story, different weekend with Calvin. He's just so consistent. He's always going to be there. If he can get that putter rolling from circle 2 and in, nobody's going to beat him. I'll be taking Vinny over the field this week.
You play for these moments. Every year there's a new player. This year we've had so many new guys really become staples on Jomez. Parker with his first opportunity here, he's got an opportunity to really do something special. It's hard to not take Vinny in this situation. He's obviously the most comfortable. He's finding the winning ways. He's got the right attitude. He's got the game. The putter's on. You got to take Vinny. The putter's off. There's 6 guys right there. So am I taking Vinny or the field? It's too soon to call. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third and final round here in Emporia, Kansas, at the Country Club for the 2023 Dynamic Discs Open. I'm Jeremy Koling. He's the Yules. Together, we're BigBarri commentary. We're very excited to bring you this third round action.
Yeah, third round action. Of course, we got some brilliant players to watch and to commentate on a really beautiful course. I've never seen how beautiful this place is until this weekend with no wind. And it's actually a pretty scenic place for Kansas. Let me add that too.
Whoa, you lost a lot of fans here in the state, buddy.
I mean, go to Oregon, where we just came from.
That's fair.
Tough.
No, this place does offer some really nice views, and they've done some good beautification projects around the lake as well to really enhance everything. And we're going to get to these players now. Alden Harris with a really lovely first 2 rounds. He is at 21 under par, and he is tied with Calvin Heimburg, the guy who has just been absolutely on, just been steamrolling the tour this season. First in all those stats. He's the guy to beat this year.
Yes,
no doubt.
Without a doubt. And here's Mr. Consistent.
Not many bogeys right there. First in the field in scrambles. Had a couple of nice saves first round and second round. Big putts. Very consistent off the tee always. And Parker Welck, man, what a performance he gave us on the moving day Saturday. An unforgettable putt. Hole 9. Right through the tree.
Best putt of the year award.
It's one of the coolest highlights of Jomez history, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And while we're going down hole 1, actually, I'll say this was another opportunity where I finished my round and I was noticing that the lead car was teeing off, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go back to my RV, hang out with the dogs. I'm going to stay off social media. I have absolutely no clue who wins this tournament, so we are going to be watching this together for the first time for all our viewers at home. As long as Paul doesn't ruin it for me.
I didn't. I don't. I know. 2022 Mid-American Open champion Alden Harris.
Not surprised to see Alden here on a big course. During the offseason, Alden Harris hit the weight room, added 10 pounds, which is a lot for a guy his size.
Yeah. And he added, when I was talking to him, about 80 feet.
80 feet.
Which is a lot of feet.
He was already competing with distance, and now he's adding 80 feet. That's great.
Yeah.
Next up on the box, from Safety Harbor, Florida, a 9-time winner on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Let's give it up for Calvin Heimburg.
9-time winner on the Pro Tour, is what they said.
Oof, that's pretty good. Alden, also, interesting thing about this place is, in the years past, I have thrown lots of discs in the water, and I got one back from like 6 years ago. And it was with a Prodigy disc, and I gave it to Alden. So he better throw it this round.
Oh, very interesting story. Thank you for sharing.
No, isn't that funny, though?
Next up on
Like
the box, from
five-year-old
Viola,
Yeah.
Alabama,
came back.
Representing Westside Discs, give it up for Matthew Orum.
Matteo, if he's not in your top 5 favorite people to watch, you don't watch a lot of disc golf. Right?
He's got the Bear Bryant houndstooth pattern on the shirt today. He's been bringing the shirt game. You know, I noticed that stuff. Well done to you, sir. Yeah, I mean, he's just infinitely likable. He's just a sweet person who gets the job done, and he's been doing it for a long time.
Card from Huntington Beach, California, representing Prodigy. Let's get a big round of applause going for Parker. Well,
He's just a guy. You just take one look at Matteo, and you're like, there's not a mean bone in that man's body.
Yep.
Genuine.
And Parker gets this one wide. There are bushes on the right. You got to worry about those right there.
Okay. Not nearly as much distance as I believe I remember him getting in round 2, but still fine. I mean, out in the open, the second shot's the most important shot on this hole, in my opinion. Would you agree? Or do you think the third shot?
No, I think the third shot is, but I do think coming in with as little of distance into the green as possible is very, very important because of the slope that's around it.
That's why I said a second shot, because I feel like you can put yourself in a position where you can nearly almost not do anything besides birdie with a really good second shot. But you can also throw it away. And it's hard to throw it away on the tee shot unless you just really lose control of your drive.
Yes. It was a helping wind today, too, a right to left crosswind, which gives everybody the ability to throw it out wide over the road and bring it back. And this is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
For Calvin not to get up and down from there would be pretty tough. I
Matteo,
mean,
right? Oh, no, that is Calvin?
Yep.
Okay, here's Matteo. Matteo, the long drive.
But that was pretty far.
Yes.
Anything down there by, like, where the FPO basket is?
That's exactly what I was going to say. And this needs the... Okay, we're good. He didn't have too much more distance before he found that out of bounds on the long side. So Parker's sitting here probably just inside 300, or no, actually looks a little bit more than 300. And getting a little bit of roll, but that's going to be just fine for him. Be interesting to see how he handles the nerves here in this last round lead card situation. Alden.
Yeah, I did a quick peek at his stats, and he's won 2 B tiers.
No kidding.
And now he's on the lead card at this place, so
yeah.
He's playing his butt off to be in this position right here.
I don't really know much about his history. We've played a few rounds together. We've talked a few times, but I don't know how long he, did the local scene before he went on the road, but it seems like he kind of jumped on the road as soon as he had an opportunity to. So it's hard to get those wins when you're playing against the best every week.
Yeah.
It's something you and I know a little bit about.
Yeah.
Matteo, a little bit deep. He's going to be first up. He's been making these all week, though, and this time low.
That's his miss so far has been low. If he could get that up a little bit, I really like his chances today.
It's always center.
And
it's always in line with the pole is what I mean, yeah.
And that's his miss.
Yes, it is. And usually center as well for Calvin.
Yeah.
It's nice when you have just about one error, and you can usually make a minor adjustment.
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed kind of trending the last few years, especially the lead card final round, if you can make a bunch, you don't necessarily have to drive it really well. As Parker lines this up, see where the nerves are. That's a nice putt.
Yeah, good opening birdie.
But if you can make a lot of 40 to 45 footers, you can really get the crowd behind you. And I think that's not something that we mention enough to where if you can get that energy coming your way and win the crowd over, it can really push you in a good direction. It also gives you a little extra distance, a little extra focus, and all those things in all sports. But I feel like we kind of moved past it a little bit in our game.
I would imagine a lot of these guys, we got like a little small streak going on here, 19, 20, 21, 22. This crowd out here, you know, I mean, disc golf's a sport where obviously, you know, a lot of people have their favorites, but like, this is a very likable card. We got the new guy, we've got Alden, who's just a joy, Matty O, the longtime veteran who just hasn't quite broken through, and Calvin, the proven winner. There's a lot of different storylines here for this audience. Like you're saying, if you have an engaging story and you make a couple big shots, I think about 2021 Drew Gibson against Nathan Queen in Charlotte, and Drew Gibson hits all those 90-footers coming down the stretch. He had the crowd on his side. They all of a sudden had a favorite, and you can definitely run with that a little bit.
I'm going with the roller. I think he's kind of overturned this one, and that comes up quick over there, but that's okay. And it's doable from there. It's going to be tough. He's going to have to drift something left to right and then get stable low, skip up there. Seen that being the mistake, though.
That is so high, and yet it's still getting great distance. That is amazing to carry that far, that high.
When he throws it, don't mean for this to sound rude, but it looks like he's out of control, like he just learned the sidearm and he's just hucking it as hard as he can. You know what I mean? Like the way that it like swoops up and like you're saying.
Calvin Heimburg struggles on hole 2. Continue. This is the only hole he's bogeyed, and he's bogeyed at first 2 rounds. And now he's finally gotten his drive in bounds, but it's too far right, and he is deep in that tree. I don't know what he's going to have.
And this guy is just
look at that,
shredding this line this week. I mean, that is so good.
Is he trying to go low through that, or is he trying to hit that gap with that height?
I think he's doing both. I think that his miss is high, turning through there, and peering it is low, because that's what he's been doing the last couple days. And here's that turnover.
And if that gets the, does that get the hyzer edge? It kind of did. I think he's got a look.
I feel like he did well.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot. Good shape.
A little heavy on the hyzer.
Yeah, but it's looking really good. Yeah. Slow down.
Not where I expected that to land.
I thought it might have hit one of those trees on up at the top of the hill. And Parker's got only a forehand, but that doesn't seem to be a problem for him. A little swoopy.
You see how it like kind of swoops up?
That's a common miss with that much hyzer. It's hard from that angle to trust how far over OB you have to throw it. So Calvin, just with no angle, doing the smart thing, just laying up and just hoping to take his first par. And
that's a really bad mistake, because there's not a lot of places out here, unless you go OB, where you're just stymied and you don't have anything.
And certainly not on hole 2. You just got to give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
And a fortuitous roll, and he will be getting his first par on hole 2.
I think that Calvin has enough distance to where he could easily do that sidearm hyzer in front of that tree and then backhand hyzer. You know? Yeah.
I think, you know, like each year you get new experiences, and you think you got the game plan figured out, and then we come back to the same places mostly every year. So,
oh wow, what a putt!
Alden just taking 2 strokes away from Calvin on the first 2. What a beautifully composed throw!
That was a pretty putt. Yeah, I mean, on this hole, I've thrown into that tree on the flex line 8 times in a row.
Matty O. We've been saying it for so many years. And just one of these rounds, one of these times when he's on that last round lead card in an Elite Series, he's just going to go unconscious. He's going to black out. He's going to shoot a great round. He's not going to know what happened. He's going to look back and be like, what the heck? I just won? Be pretty cool to see that happen today.
It's going to be a big celebration. I know that he's not only got a lot of fans out there, but everybody on the Pro Tour loves... Believe me, loves Matty O.
Yeah.
And he's one of our favorite people to play with, period. And we're all going to be very happy.
Yep.
Hopefully that's today.
I'll feel bad if he does end up going on to win this and I wasn't there to see it. I will actually wish that I had been there. But either way, this is fun. Hole 3, 466 feet. Low ceiling downhill. OB on the right side is the main thing you got to concern yourself with once you get past this somewhat intimidating gap, but I think these guys have got a pretty good game plan.
Alden going flex, but this is heavy on that anhyzer. It needs to get down. It does. That's fine. It's a mistake you're going to see with the backhand play because of the wind. If it gets over too much, it's just going to drop it. Very tough backhand birdie today.
Matty-O, does this have the distance? It's going to be getting down there in C2 territory.
And it doesn't look like there's any wind, but today was the windiest day.
Yeah, the gusts were definitely. I mean, the middle of the night, going at the end of round 2, there were some pretty serious winds. They were kind of lagging a little bit here, or lingering, I should say, lingering.
Yeah.
Throughout Sunday.
Parker gets it down there, pin high, about 35 feet, just outside.
Calvin gonna bullseye this one again, or is it too high? No, it's really nice. Great shape, good power, incredible power, really. Getting that thing to flip up to flat out the wide side it's a tough thing to do. I'm trying to make another one.
Very good look.
Yeah. You can tell a lot, or at least I feel like I can tell a lot about a player's miss on how dialed in they are. Like that had a chance to go in and was safe at the same time. Alden's looking good for the first 3. Parker, what a putt.
Center. That's one of those ones where if that ring gets stuck on that bolt that you were talking about in the previous round, it might not stay. So very good stroke. Well, the birdie.
You can say that about every single putt that's ever been made.
Yeah, you're right.
But that being said, I actually have to go back and say I think I got that one wrong. In that situation yesterday with the spit out, it wasn't a situation where the ring got caught on the bolt. It just was a flat out spit out off the pole, and those happen on every basket as well. So just a random occurrence. Always hate to see it anytime, but really hate to see it when it's on Jomez or any sort of publication. I don't want the world seeing spit outs. I just hate them so much.
This is a good way to avoid spit outs right there.
It's hard when they're that low.
Yeah, nose down.
You're going to guarantee yourself a birdie most of the time. Onto the par 3 4th hole, 433 feet. We had some fireworks in round 2 as Matty-O went that low ceiling, beautiful flex line, skipping up and hitting the cage. Just as we were talking about how Calvin hit the cage last year, Matty-O right behind him does that. Parker, of course, going big forehand. This has got the distance, even if it isn't going to get all the way back to the right. It's there. That's a great shot.
Man, he's got some power in there.
There's a lot of spin.
Wow.
That thing is spinning in the air very fast. Uh-oh. There's like a little pocket just left, like 5 feet left of Calvin's shot there, where it's like that's the perfect spot to hit, but you're playing with that tree if you get that close to it. Oh, this is so good looking.
This is a dart.
So good.
Hit the basket.
Yep. That is what Alden does so freaking well. It's just a thing of beauty. He seems very relaxed, very in tune with his throws right now. Even his misses, his misses. He has one miss. It was the drive on 3. It was the right miss to make.
Yeah.
Matty-O doesn't quite get it to flip, and if he'd beat that corner, he would have been up there still with the putt, but now it will most likely just be a layup.
Pretty good lie here. You can get into a spot under that tree, which makes it awkward.
Sure.
So just easier to be in the front. Probably just for pace of play. He's going to get up and down even from behind there. But.
Sure. Yeah. Just makes it quicker to get to hole 5.
Yeah.
Get back to the birdies. Very good.
Good looking putt.
Slightly downhill. Parker does not seem fazed by the situation. 3 under through 4. That's beating Matteo and Calvin's pace thus far. And just matching Alden, who had him by 2 strokes coming into the round, but at least he's matching. Do not want to be going the opposite direction when Alden's throwing the disc this well so far.
I'm wondering if Matteo and Alden feel like this hole is a bonus going down the middle, because it's such a tight line and it's easy to do what Matteo did. Like he got it I don't know if he got it the first 2 rounds, but we obviously saw him skip up and hit the basket. But I feel like that is such a touchy shot to be able to repeat for 3 straight rounds.
I so badly want to go and look at the stats for Alden and see how he did on all 3 rounds, but I'm so scared that I'll see some sort of like final placement. So I'm just not doing it. I'm looking at the scores. I'm looking at the score average, and that's it.
Did you played with him first round?
I played with him first round, and I practiced with him the day before the tournament.
Well, did he birdie it?
He threw a lot of really good shots. I mean, it just looked like his game plan. Yeah, no, of course he did.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Heavy on the Anheuser, overstable driver, getting back to the center, and there he is. He had the hyzer play in round 2. I think he's getting so close to those trees, though, that hyzer play starts to become less accessible. You might have to go down the middle, but either way, it will be decision time.
And this is really good. It's going to be a little bit more right.
More right. The hyzer is more,
big.
yeah, the hyzer is definitely more accessible for Alden.
And this one's going to be Senders.
Yeesh. I mean, it's just, even if it doesn't go that far, the disc was coming out 9 miles an hour faster.
Yeah.
If not more. He just has like a very violent way, the way he, like, when he really gets into an overstable driver and he throws it hard, like, it's scary to me.
Yeah.
That thing is moving.
You know who throws a lot like him? I never realized. Emerson and him have a very similar stroke with how they...
The herky-jerky stuff?
Well, just Look
at that. Beautiful.
Like, kind of, the disc is above in the backstroke.
Oh, okay.
And then they come through. You know what I mean?
Yep. I can see that. Yeah.
I don't see that very often, but I see it with them. Alden going with the hyzer. This is very overstable.
Oh, doesn't go the wide hyzer, just goes the simple hyzer, I guess, the softer hyzer, but the flatter shot.
Still a terrifying shot.
Totally.
This is also terrifying.
Does he get the spin? Yes, he does. Spin, angle, disc selection, all choice there for Parker. Beautiful throw.
All depends on if he can get that nose up. He does. And that... Oh, but that's the Guardian.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. This plays is about 33
feet, 10 inches.
Well, plays like 40 up the hill.
And Calvin getting the height right. Let's go.
Routine. Makes it look routine. Well, this is going to be a pretty fun start frame. This green is tiny, guys. Like, from left to right, the green is less than 30 feet, I'd say.
Yeah, well, you have nearly the circle. I think maybe left to right, you're talking about 50, but you only have about 25 on each side of the basket. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you're probably right with that.
I mean, because 30 would be
Yeah.
15 feet on your side, and it's a little bit wider than that. But it's either way.
Check.
What I like right now is our card is without any of those red numbers that we were seeing a little bit in round 2. And like you said, a little bit windier, but this is a lead card, holding down lead card action. And Parker is impressing me very much. I mean, so is the whole card really, but the two guys who have not won, who are 4 under through 5, have not won in this stage. Alden, of course, won a Silver Series last year, but he's never won an Elite Series. They don't seem to be intimidated by the moment.
This is a bit wide. Needs to get the skip. Does. Deal. That's pretty good. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's actually fantastic. Tricky little hole. It seems like it's right there in front of you. But you'd be surprised with how many people leave it at circle's edge and short like Alden just did. It happened.
Truly thought there was no way this wasn't going to be the easiest hole in the course. And it never has been. It's been in the top 4 easiest, but it's never been the outright easiest.
This looks like the stuff. I
mean, this hole averages a lot higher than 15, for instance, which is 443. This is a full 100 feet shorter, and really, the out of bounds is more accessible here. But still.
No, you got to have your distance completely dialed. You can't go short, and you can't go long here.
You can easily go out of bounds on the backside. Alden drawing some chains, yeah?
I think that was an air ball.
Was it air ball? I thought I might have heard a little tiny jingle.
Could have.
And he's up next and delivers a nice one. That was a little bit of a sweaty par save. Not trying to make the 25-footers for the 3s.
And that's like a 1980 to 2000 sweaty par save. Not like sweaty like he's nasty with it. You got to get with the new lingo, dude.
That sounds pretty sus.
Oh, gosh. We're going to get roasted.
I'm here for it. Alden with the only par on the card. Very close.
Tried to kick it in there. What I like seeing, too, is the rest of the field as well hasn't caught them. Usually by this time, people are ahead of them,
they're chasing.
And then they're actually the ones chasing, exactly. But keeping the field in check, hole 7's par 4, 678, really low ceiling. That's the trouble. And then on the right, if you flip something too much or turf it, those are the bad things. You can go left.
Shots,
You can go left, but that's like it's tough to get it that low and reach the left side.
It's the disc golf valley play. The disc golf valley play on this hole is going left side with the forehand. But the disc golf pro tour play, as Parker has illustrated, is the down the middle, semi-flex with the forehand, getting all the distance, getting past that bottom ditch, looking uphill. Great drive. Calvin, this is wide, but it's got the height and the speed and the stability. It's got all the good stuff. Okay. It's right there where Parker threw it to. Just got there in about half the time.
Think about that. Calvin, with the power that he has, is right there by Parker with a sidearm.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying this is a compliment to Parker.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Well, we've been complimenting him all weekend, and he's earned all of it.
This guy, though, he just throws darts. I like the way he plays. Man.
Yeah.
He just throws darts. Out the hand, you know what it's going to do. Like, Calvin throws so hard that I'm like, what disc is this?
I can't relate.
What's going to happen to this?
I can't relate to that kind of action with this shot.
Ooh, this is a loose shot right here.
First loose one, though. You know, and I feel like if you can say you had one bad shot, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one definitely got away from him. Calvin with the bullseye.
That's tight.
And I think that was slightly caused by the fact that Parker did not get back to the center. He stayed too far to the left, and that causes, you can see that limb there that Alden's underneath. When you're farther back from it, that gap becomes very tricky. You have to throw flex play, and if you don't get the anhyzer on it at all, you're gonna get what Parker has there.
Alden goes a little deep there, but very good shot, very controlled.
And using the whole fairway to swing that back in. I mean, technician.
Party in the bullseye, Calvin and Matty O.
This would say a lot right now to me. Parker from 38. A heart.
Playing like 45. That was beautiful.
He's playing with heart, and that disc was right in the heart.
I like the little snicker smile he gave. Kids having fun out there.
That was really impressive. And Alden. Now he's the one that's trying to keep up with Parker's round. Got 2 pars. That's one more par than Parker has. And Calvin getting things going in the right direction now.
Star frame.
A star frame I was expecting, but I didn't before the hole was played. But with Parker's approach, I didn't think that with those other guys so close that he was going to step up and jam it. But man, he did.
Yeah, and what I'm impressed with Parker so far is the putt's been on the spot that you need it to be. It's not like it's going in left or it's sneaking in and he's like, oh, I made one. Like, he's making them.
Yeah.
You know.
Hole 8, par 5, tied with hole 1 at a 5.03 average. Tied at being the 4th hardest hole, which is interesting because hole 1 was the 4th hardest hole all week. That was very consistent from the field. A couple different ways to play this one. Are they getting aggressive off the tee? Parker, this one's going to leak out of bounds, so he's going to...
Another loose one.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, with his big power, he can't get to the pin, but he can get a par pretty easily with a good second shot because he got a lot of distance before that went out of bounds. Calvin, good angle control.
Low, flat.
That's what you have to do.
Missing the sidewalk? Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can catch flares even with that on this. It's a little inconsistent as far as that goes, but does really well.
This is probably going out of bounds for Matty O.
Yes.
And all air. Yeah, didn't even have a chance to get lucky. You got to throw. You basically have to aim over the crowd with your. If you're going, yeah, this is going out of bounds too.
Oh, so stable.
Oh no, he's going. That's right. Never mind. Yeah, Alden's play. He goes that really overstable line, but he actually is throwing a checkup shot. It doesn't even have a chance to go out of bounds.
Makes this shot a lot harder though. Oh, he's going hyzer. Oh.
Was this a... Oh, okay. How on earth? He knows he just got away with one there. Oh, man. I mean, that fooled our catch cam because I don't even think we have a view of what just happened there. What?
Launched.
Are you serious?
He's just laughing.
Did we just see a 500-foot all hyzer 40 feet up in the air forehand?
I think we did.
From a guy who's maybe 5'9"? I mean, I'm not saying height's everything, but that's some insane power. That's
5'9" and
like
a buck 30 soaking wet.
43.
Yeah.
Wow, that is getting all the trigger muscles dialed in perfect.
Yeah, that's far.
I've heard that he had the big forehand, and we've seen him throw some shots that are like big, but that's the first time that I think that my jaw was dropped. That was insane. And Alden just thanking the powers that be to keep that drive, that second shot in bounds. And at that point, he is saying,
deal.
I'm very happy with a par.
Yeah, you can see the little snicker on his face. Calvin. Nose up. Anheuser needs to come. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that camera angle got me a little, but that's still 25 feet. Matty-O.
Why is Calvin Heimburg the Novak Djokovic? Or Novak Djokovic. Nikola Jokic. It's a completely different sport.
Yeah.
Is he not the Jokic of our sport? He's just like, I feel like birdies are boring to Calvin. He just is so routine.
I'll come back to you on that.
All right.
Let me
Maybe it was a
think
bad
about
take. Maybe it was a bad take. I got the name wrong too. So Parker, opportunity to save birdie. No way. No way. No way.
What?
No way.
That's absolutely... That's the birdie of the year.
No way. Did he just get a birdie with an OB drive on a 994-foot par 5? Parker Welck, welcome to the big leagues, young man. That is some serious stuff.
Good birdie there from Calvin.
I mean, this is the situation where Calvin is supposed to be laying down the, hey, I'm the dude here. And Parker is, right now, he's the alpha on this card. These guys are just trying to keep up with him. And it's just, I mean, the score-wise, yeah, they're all tied. But, I mean, you could look at this momentum stuff. That's important.
Yeah. Well, when you're hitting putts like that, that's his third outside the circle. Just outside.
I'm shocked by what I'm seeing right now, and I'm loving it. This is when we saw Calvin get on his hot streak, though, yesterday. He rattled a lot of birdies in this midsection of the course. Got to watch out for him, too, because he's not one to get easily rattled. But if he's paying attention, he better stop paying attention and start worrying about his game, because he is seeing some really good stuff right now.
Hole 9. It's got to be third hardest.
Yeah, you just looked at the stat page, dude. Come on, you cheated.
It's a par 4, 719. The reason it isn't the number 1 is because you're allowed to take it where you go out of bounds now, over the path to the left.
This was like a round ruiner before. A tournament ruiner.
Really was.
Ooh. Okay. Parker, how are you going to find a birdie this time? Don't think that's possible.
Yeah, so just put it in the middle. Don't go out of bounds. Tricky little upshot into a well-guarded green. That's what we got here.
This needs to get to the ground quick.
That's fine. Oh, gosh, it's not fine.
That needs to get to the ground quick.
You were right.
He just throws it so hard, and it was so left. If that was straighter, more in line with the camera, you have a lot more space. But when you go left, that OB comes into place so quick. Or if you move it from left to right, like Mattio's done here.
Those are great.
Really,
and now Calvin's in a perfect spot. Though.
Yes, because he's got plenty of distance.
When I think of Alden's throw, I feel like he throws this one really good. I mean, that's as bad as you're going to see him throw this shot.
Yeah.
I feel like.
A little tentative on that one, but still over the wall, safe. We can work with that. Parker is just going to go tomahawk over everything, get to the pin, do a ninja kick.
Well, if he can get to just the corner, it's a fairly...
This would be a great save.
Doable up and down. This is what you don't want, is it to be tight. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's good.
The big mistake there is getting too aggressive and going long OB, because that OB at the top of the hill comes in play very quick.
Calvin going to try to skip one in.
Ooh, very tight, but
that
catching some, it's going to be very, very difficult. I'm going to say oh gosh. Every time I think Calvin's out, he makes something, so I'm not going to make any predictions.
It's the low ceiling. I'll predict it for you. That's the toughest.
It's a straddle and a low ceiling.
For him, that's a very, very tough make.
Just when we did those putting games, though, like people were like, "Oh, we're gonna do the anti-Calvin putt. We're gonna do a low ceiling putt," and that was like when Calvin gave other people letters. So I don't like to count him out on the low ceiling stuff either.
Well, it definitely is harder for him, though. It's not his traditional putt, so...
Yes. Mattio needed to do more with that. He's playing catch-up right now, and he put himself in a really good position off the tee, and it doesn't look like he's got an opportunity to birdie. Parker has done well with his third, and he'll have a short putt for the par. And Alden from out of position, playing his next two shots very well.
Maddie needs to get something going. This needs to go. This needs to go down. And that's not down, and that's not in. It's not a gimme either.
When Matteo wins, like, we are all in agreement that we're going to get a hold of Nick Saban and, like, get, like, a letter written from Nick Saban or, like, a video message or something.
That would be so cool. He doesn't have a low ceiling.
Off the cage, but it was a straddle putt. It was obstructed. He gave it a decent effort. Good opportunity for Calvin to retake the lead.
I thought he made it.
Yeah, it was a good run. Very good run. It's definitely a higher ceiling than I thought he was going to have. It looked like he was going to have nothing there. No nerves. Nope. I mean, the nerves are there somewhere, but he's not putting with nerves. It's not showing.
Are they? He's smiling. It's like he's like in this like
he's
super place, you know, where you're having fun and playing. Like
those are nerves too. I mean, nervousness doesn't necessarily mean a bad nervousness. I mean, you can channel that into the good stuff.
It's just
and that's what he's doing right now.
It's just a rarity. I can remember a few times playing with that kind of happiness, you know, to where you were making putts and just like, wow, this is so fun and enjoyable, you know, like this is so fun.
Yeah, it's
like not really thinking about this or that, and you're just like,
sure,
wow,
it's a place you want to be.
Things are working out for me. Look at us go.
Beautiful front nine. Yeah. I thought we might see our first bogey with Parker on 8, but he just turned it into a birdie. That is turning.
That was nuts.
Lemons to lemonade right there in a big, big way, like the best lemonade. We got 9 holes left to this event.
We do.
Yep, we got 9 holes plus a potential playoff. I don't know.
I don't want you to watch ever again.
I know.
This makes it really fun.
I hope to watch when I'm on the lead card final round.
Nope, don't watch. Just black out for us.
We got 9 more holes to go. Come on back.